This video is brought to you by NES Bitbox Game Cases, the best way to display and store your NES games. So be sure to check out stoneagegamer.com/bitbox to place an order, link below. Hey guys, welcome back. My name is John with Gamester81.com, and this is going to be part 2 of Wood and I's top 10 modern games for retro fans. In part 1, I'll put a link here. We went over numbers 10 through 6, went over some great games. I'll put a link, you guys check it out. In this episode, we're going to talk about numbers 5 through 1. Now, Wood is a good friend of mine. He's from Australia, has a fantastic show. It's called Beat 'em Ups. He has some various shows within that. His show is called The Game Quest and The Morning Wood. Awesome guy. Show support. Subscribe to him. Amazing production quality on his videos. His production value is amazing. So check him out. But this is a very difficult list to come up with, and I want to recruit Wood's opinion. So what we did, we got our list together and compared them. And surprisingly, we came up with a lot of similar games. And then we basically listed those games from 1 to 10. So let me know what you guys think, and we'll go from there.
Number 5.
Super Meat Boy. Yeah, I think it's kind of relative to SpongeBob SquarePants for sure. But this is really another good classic platforming game. There's a lot of levels in this game. It's super hard. Like I put it on like the stage of like Ghosts and Goblins difficulty. This is one of those. Fortunately, you get unlimited lives in this game, but man, this game is super challenging, which I think definitely brings the replayability up because you want to get past that stage. It is addicting to that point. But yeah, Super Meat Boy, classic.
Now, Super Meat Boy is a hit. Now, everyone has either seen this game, played this game, or loved this game. Super Meat Boy will make you tear your hair out with frustration, but at the same time is the most relaxing game you will ever play in your life. It is a platformer. It is a platformer with a very, very cute story. In a way, I guess. It's a weirdly cute story. Essentially, you play as Meat Boy, who is a little sack of meat, who has no skin, who smashes his flesh around the level. It looks extremely painful, actually. It looks really, really painful for poor little Meat Boy. Trying to rescue his girlfriend, Bandage Girl. You'll find yourself breezing through the first chapters, but then it just starts to get ridiculously hard. They slowly implement all these little harder challenges, and then suddenly it's just a whole mess. An absolute mess of challenges. There will be buzzsaws and like moving levels and like turbines and just there's like so much stuff at once. So you got to try and narrowly avoid all of these obstacles and crap and trying to get Meat Boy torn into shreds. But here is the most impressive part of the game for me. You will die a lot. You will die a lot. There is no way you won't die a lot. You just will. And the thing that makes or breaks this game is the loading time. You die, you're straight back in the game. You hit a buzzsaw, you're straight back at the start trying again. There is zero loading time, which is great because you will literally start a level, die. And if you have to wait for a loading screen, you would lose so much more hair in frustration.
Number 4.
Ducktales. Ooh. Oh my gosh, I love this remake of Ducktales. First off, guys, okay, the original Ducktales on the NES, one of my favorites for the system. It's a great Capcom. The marriage between Capcom and Disney back in the day was awesome. And they came out with some awesome platforming games and shooters and whatnot for Disney, right? It was a great team up. And when I found out that Capcom was going to re-release Ducktales as remastered with updated graphics and bring back the voice actors, oh my gosh, I was so stoked. And I'll tell you what, this game did not disappoint at all. They've added a few things as well. The very beginning of the game is new. There's cutscenes now with the original voice acting. They brought back the guy who voiced Scrooge. He's like 90-something years old, and he voiced Scrooge. It's one of my favorite cartoons, guys. This is an awesome game. And I really hope Capcom decides to release other classic Capcom titles, including, for Disney, including Chippendales, even Little Mermaid's a good game, and Ducktales. I mean, there's so many great ones you could do. But yeah, this is definitely a good one to start with. And I think it was really cool. They had a promotion where I guess they gave it to reviewers or part of the media. It was like a gold cart actual Nintendo cart of Ducktales, which is an awesome promotion.
The Ducktales Remastered has been worked from the ground up. It is not just a HD remake of a game, which you can't do with old NES games anyway, so it's irrelevant to me saying that, but Ducktales Remastered has been reworked from the ground up. It literally has been remastered. The characters have been redrawn. They are 2D hand-drawn characters that look absolutely stunning. They really bring to life these old NES characters. And they obviously look a lot more like Ducktales the show, which was, you know, that's a nice contrast to have. And the world is a beautiful 3D world with great textures. The game now just looks absolutely glorious. They put so much work into making this game look stunning. I absolutely love when an NES game or old school games gets a rework and it just looks beautiful and amazing. Now my biggest complaint with this game is there is not a PAL Wii U release of this game, and it drives me up the wall because I want this game on Wii U more than anything in the world. I want that in my Wii U collection, and I can't get it. I cannot get it, and it irritates me to hell, and that is the only bad thing about this game, let me tell you. They have voice acting in this game now, which sounds crisp and beautiful, and they even have a lot of the cast from Ducktales the show doing the voices of these characters, and if you just want that NES old school feeling, but in a beautiful, beautiful looking game, then seriously go check this game out. Even if you haven't played the old school NES Ducktales, I haven't played it because I've never seen it, I've never been able to find it. Now that I think about it, maybe that's not in Australia either, I should really look that up. But this game, the remastered version, go play that. Whether you've played it or not, you will have a fantastic time. This game is really, really good looking.
Number 3.
Super Mario 3D World is definitely a unique Mario game in the sense it's kind of like, it reminds me very similar to like Super Mario 64 meets Super Mario World, if that kind of makes sense. But I love the upgrades you can get this. Like, it seems like lately every Mario game that comes out we see a new suit. You know, this one you have a cat suit where you can actually run up the walls and stuff, and you can play just like with like Super Mario Bros. 2, you can play as Toad, you can play as Luigi, you can play as Mario, you can play as Princess, and they all have the same abilities as they did back in Super Mario Bros. 2. So Luigi can jump a little higher, Princess can float a little bit. It's a great, again, it's kind of a 3D platforming game for sure, and it plays very similar to Super Mario Brothers 3D Land. I think I got that right for the 3DS, but this has definitely had some improvements to it. Definitely a must-own for the Wii.
Super Mario 3D World has been said to be the best Wii U game available, and I don't know if I agree with that, but what I do agree with is it is a fan-friggin-tastic Wii U game that everyone has to play. If you've ever played Mario Galaxy or Mario Sunshine and you love those games, then you will absolutely adore this one. This one is like a wonderful hybrid of just your classic old school Mario Brother games with Mario Galaxy, with Mario Sunshine, with a bunch of new items thrown in and new abilities, and it's just crazy and hectic and off the wall and fun. It's just like Mario Galaxy in the sense of like every level is different and crazy, and you go to like look at different perspectives. If you played Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS, you pretty much know what you're in for, but this game is like so much more beefed up. It's that game times 10. It looks just as good as any other Mario game, so you know what you're in for. Go check it out.
Number 2.
A Bobos Big Adventure came out a couple years ago, 2012, and this game is probably the most overlooked retro game, that just a new one anyway, that came out that a lot of people don't know about. And you can actually download it for free. Go to the site bobosbigadventure.com, and it's a flash game, but it's brilliant, and it's a love letter to Nintendo fans. Basically, for those who don't know, Bobo is the big bald guy in Double Dragon, and his kid gets kidnapped. So you are basically playing as a Bobo, and you're out for revenge to get your kid back. But this game has every stage is a different theme based on a Nintendo game. So, for example, first stage is Double Dragon themed. You have a Super Mario Brothers themed underwater stage. You have a Punch-Out stage. You have a wrestling stage, a Mega Man, even Contra stage, and more. I don't want to ruin it for you guys, because please, 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 guys, check this game out. It's at Bobos. You guys, your mind will be blown. Seriously.
Now this is another game that when me and Gamester81 started coming up with the list, he asked me, have you played a Bobos Big Adventure? And I said no, I've never even heard of it, to be honest. I don't know why no one has brought this to my attention. I straight away played a Bobos Big Adventure, and I finished it in one sitting. This game is the ultimate tribute to the NES, and I friggin' mean that, seriously. It says it when you go play the game, it says it on the site, but it seriously is the ultimate tribute. This game is a flash game, you can go play it for free, so pause the video right now, go play a Bobos Big Adventure, come back in a couple hours. Let us know in the comment section below what you thought, because this game is off the charts fun. It is hilarious, it plays really well. It's essentially what this game is Kingdom Hearts for the NES. You play as a Bobo who I believe was a boss in the Double Dragon series, and he goes through all the different NES worlds, just a whole bunch of different NES worlds to save his son. You go through a Mega Man level, you go through a Contra level, you go through the Double Dragon levels. Now, I don't want to like ruin all the levels for you, but there is a whole bunch you go through, and there is just so many great throwbacks. When you get to the Contra level, you can do the classic Contra cheat to get more lives. When you go through the Mega Man level, you're just like tearing it up as Mega Man. It feels like you got these fresh new levels of these old school games that you love to play, but with a new character, with a wonderful sense of humor. I think this could be a spoiler, so feel free to cut it out, Gamester. But my favorite part of this game has to be when he puts on the Power Glove. The Power Glove in general is one of my favorite things about retro gaming. I think it is seriously one of the most badass items that Nintendo ever made, that any retro company has ever made. That Power Glove seriously rocks my world. And when he puts it on and it comes up on the screen, like, it's so bad. I freaking like lost it. I'm sat in my chair going, whoa, the Power Glove! This game is awesome. There are so many great throwbacks in this game.
Honorable mention.
Okay, honorable mention, because I want to mention this game because this game is definitely a lot of fun. Definitely a must-own, in my opinion, for the 3DS, and that is Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. This is a sequel and follow-up to Luigi Mansion on the GameCube, which I love the gameplay. This is one of those unique games that Nintendo comes up with. They use their characters, but you basically have like a vacuum where you're like a Ghostbuster. You're hunting these ghosts down, and there's different upgrades you can get. The 3D on this game really works well. I usually have to turn the 3D off. I really didn't have to do that in this game, but you're basically in the mansion, and Luigi is the protagonist, and you only play as Luigi. There's no Mario in this game, so it's great to see Luigi get his own game. Last year was definitely the year for Luigi because they had new Luigi Mario Brothers that came out as well. Guys, definitely check this game out. It's a lot of fun. If you enjoyed the GameCube version, definitely check out the 3DS version. And because this game came out last year, the GameCube version actually spiked up quite a bit in price, which is crazy.
Number 1.
Number 1 is Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds. This is a sequel, kind of the official sequel to one of my favorite Zelda games. That's Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo. A lot of people like Link of Time, which is awesome. Definitely nothing wrong with that game for the N64. But Link to the Past for me was what got me into Zelda. Of course, I played the original Zelda and Zelda 2 on the NES. But Link to the Past, first one came out, and the only one came out for the Super Nintendo. The music is awesome. The map is awesome. And the time frame for this game actually takes place between Link's Awakening for the Game Boy and Legend of Zelda, the original one. And it's 6 decades after Link to the Past. So it is, even though it's the same world initially, there's no dark world in this game. You actually have an alternate universe. Instead of Hyrule, you have Lorule, I believe is the name of it. And one thing really cool about this game is you get this ability to walk on the wall through walls, whatever. It's kind of like as a painting kind of deal. It's a really fun game. It's classic Zelda to its finest. And the music, they take the original Super Nintendo music and they remaster it for this game. 3D, amazing.
Wow, I don't know what else to say about this game other than wow. It is wow, this game was made amazingly. Seriously, it feels just like playing that old school Zelda, just like playing Zelda on the NES, but in amazing graphics, with a whole bunch of weapons and skills and crazy crap, a great story. The story is very, very original. You get thrown into wars as a painting. You gotta rescue other princesses or sages that have become paintings because of this evil witch, and it is just classic Zelda. The story just screams classic Zelda, but it has a new, fresh twist. You find yourself having to complete all these challenges by sucking yourself into the wall, but there's still the badass Zelda gameplay elements. If you've played any Zelda ever, you'll love this game. From any time period, you will love this game. It is made for new age gamers, for retro gamers, for absolutely everyone. This is the best game on the 3DS by far. Absolutely by far. I'm sorry to all those who disagree with me. There are some great games on the 3DS. There's Ocarina of Time, which is an amazing remake version of Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, obviously. There's the Kingdom Hearts, Dream Drop Distance. There's Luigi's Mansion 2. There's a buttload of games on the 3DS, but this game by far, #1 on 3DS, #1 on this list. Cannot agree anymore with this game being #1.
Well, guys, that completes Wood and I's top 10 modern games for retro fans. I appreciate you guys watching, and I really do appreciate you guys liking this video and leaving a comment. Let me know what you guys think. I know Wood and I are very curious to hear what you guys' opinions are. You may agree with us, you may disagree with us, and that's totally fine. Well, and guys, also, if you guys want to stay in contact, you can follow me on a number of things, okay? You can Twitter, of course, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch TV, my website, Gamester81.com. I'll post exclusive things there as well. And appreciate you guys watching. Take care. Happy gaming.